Hi, and welcome to the Bighorn Hospital Association Education Series. My name is Joey Trawick, and I'm a registered nurse. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about how we do things here at the Bighorn Hospital Association. Not only are we a hospital, but we're also an outpatient rehabilitation center, a long-term nursing facility, and assisted living. But ultimately, we're a team of people that really do enjoy each other. And our small victories every day add up to big wins for our patients and their family members. Yes, we love to have fun, but ultimately we never forget to care anyway. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Bighorn Hospital Association Training Series. My name is Joey, I'm a registered nurse, but I want to talk to you today a little bit about
communication!
That's right. Communication. What we say to each other and what we say to our patients and family members and guests. Now, that can seem pretty simple, right? It's just communicating.
Hello, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're really sorry. We're so sorry. Whenever we're under pressure, we break. Sorry. Okay. All right. What do I say again? Hi. How are you doing today? Good. How are you? Good. Thank you.
But it's not as easy as it looks. In truth, when we talk to each other, I just want you to remember two things. Number one, don't be a bee. Now, what does that mean? Well, I'll show you. Let's say person A really doesn't like person C. Never has, never will. There's a lot of anger and frustration here. Grrr, right? Well, person A, rather than going directly to person C and talking about it, goes directly to person B and says, you know, I don't like person C. I'll bet you don't like person C either, do you? I mean, if we could, let's form an alliance, you and I, and we won't like person C at all. And person B doesn't necessarily even say anything back to person A. They just kind of nod their head and kind of passively let that conversation happen to them. And person A now thinks that they have an ally against person C. Your job as person B is to direct person A to go talk directly to person C. Don't tell me about person C until you've talked to them, or even after you've talked to them. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, person B. You know, I don't really like person C. They just don't work with me well. We've just had this thing for years, you know? You don't like them too, do you? But we just don't connect, you know? I just hate him. Or her.
There's a great book called The No Complaining Rule. You will love it. I want you to read it. There are copies available to you. No Complaining Rule, very short, 125 pages maybe, and big font. So read the No Complaining Rule, and that will help teach us about the ways that we communicate to each other. Because ultimately what happens is, person B now doesn't know how to feel when they're around person C. So person A, because they weren't willing to talk to this person, has made things muddy and murky for everyone involved. And you know people like this. They don't get along, so they talk to this person about this person. When in truth, person B should say, I want you to go talk to person C. Don't tell me any more about what you think about person C. I want you to talk directly to them. Does that make sense? All right. Have you ever tried to communicate something that you thought was pretty simple, but it was so misunderstood? Maybe it looks something like this.
One day, lad, all this will be yours.
What, the curtains?
No, not the curtains, lad. All that you can see stretched out over the hills and valleys of this land. That'll be your kingdom, lad.
But Mother...
Father, lad, father.
But Father, I don't want any of that.
Listen, lad. I built this kingdom up from nothing. When I started here, all there was swamp. Well, the king said I was daft to build a castle on a swamp. but I built it all the same, just to show 'em. They sank into the swamp, so I built a second one. That sank into the swamp. So I built a third one. That burned down, fell over, then sank into the swamp. But the fourth one stayed up. And that's what you're going to get, lad. The strongest castle in these isles.
But I don't want any of that. I'd rather...
Rather what?
I'd rather just sing.
Stop that. You're not going into a song while I'm here. Now listen, lad. In 20 minutes, you're getting married to a girl whose father owns the biggest tracts of open land in Britain.
But I don't want land.
Listen, Alice.
Herbert.
We live on a bloody swamp. We need all the land we can get.
But I don't like her.
Don't like her? What's wrong with her? She's beautiful, she's rich, she's got huge tracts of land.
I know, but I want the girl that I marry to have a certain special something.
Cut that out! Look, you're marrying Princess Lucky, so you better get used to the idea. Guards, make sure the prince doesn't leave this room until I come and get him.
Not to leave the room, even if you come and get him.
No, until I come and get him.
Until you come and get him, we're not to enter the room.
No. You stay in the room and make sure he doesn't leave.
And you'll come and get him.
Right.
We don't need to do anything apart from just stop him entering the room.
No. Leaving the room.
Leaving the room, yes.
All right?
Right.
Right.
Oh, if
What is it? Look, it's quite simple. You just stay here and make sure he doesn't leave the room. All right?
Oh, I remember. Can he leave the room with us?
No. You just keep him in here and make sure...
Oh, yes, we'll keep him in here, obviously. But if he had to leave and we weren't with him...
Just keep him in here.
Until you or anyone else...
No, not anyone else, just me.
Just you...
Get back.
Get back.
Right?
Right, we'll stay here until you get back.
And make sure he doesn't leave.
What?
Make sure he doesn't leave.
The prince?
Yes, make sure he doesn't leave.
Oh, yes, of course. I thought you meant him. You know, it seemed a bit daft me having to guard him when he's a guard.
Is that clear?
Oh, quite clear, no problems.
Right. Where are you going?
We're coming with you.
No, I want you to stay here and make sure he doesn't leave.
Oh, I see, right.
But Father...
Shut your noise, you, and get that suit on. And no singing! Oh, go and get a glass of water.
So that's how we talk to each other. Now let's talk about how we talk to patients. Number one, what about the phone? Oh, the phone. When people call, do you say, "What?" When people call on the phone to the hospital, even if they're transferring you from another department, identify yourself. Say good morning. Make it a personal greeting.
Heritage Acres. Good afternoon, this is Heritage Acres. I'm so sorry. Good afternoon, Heritage Acres. This is Elijah. How may I help you?
That's on the phone. How about when people just walk by you in the hospital or at Heritage Acres or anywhere else in the hospital association? When they walk by where you are you looking them in the eye? Are you smiling? Are you too busy on the computer? Because ultimately, the way that we communicate and greet one another, it will rub off on the way that we talk to our patient. So, patient walks by or they're on the phone, how are we communicating? Are we communicating a smile? What we say with our body language, in our mouths, with what we wear? What we wear says a lot about us. It communicates. All that stuff communicates a message. So on the phone and in person, How are we communicating? Do we communicate that we are here for you and that you are a priority to us?
Hi, good morning. Wow, how rude.
So, how we communicate to our family members and patients, and how we communicate to each other.
My father died when I was 9. He was in the army. He wasn't home very much. 2 weeks before he died, he told me that in the Korean War, it felt like he lost his soul. All this time, I thought it was me. I've moved 7 times in the last year. I've had several jobs. Nothing seemed to fit. I don't seem to fit.
And when your father died, how did that make you feel?
I don't know. I was 9. It was like there's this distinction suddenly between you and the rest of the world. I looked around me. Life went on just like it did before. But it wasn't like it was before. My uncle helped. He would visit. He at least listened. And I thought, if I could light my own farts, I could fly to the moon, or at least Uranus. But if I couldn't do that, at least I could use my penis as a pogo stick, and that might be a way of getting around.
I'm sorry? Yes, that's good. Yes, well, I think you're making fine progress, Hunter. We'll talk later in group.
Thank you.
So there are really only 3 things to remember. Number 1, don't be a bee. Number 2, get a copy of and read the no complaining rule. And number 3, treat others how you want to be treated. Respect in communication. Well, in my case, it's rule number 3, but it should be rule number 1. You remember those 3 things? And we'll see you next time.